it starts off when I'm in hospital, and I think I'm at Leeds, and I'm not. I'm at Calderdale. So that's how bad I was at that point. So then the wife had to drive as fast as she could to get me at Calderdale, and then they had to blue light me straight to Leeds, because that's where they do the operations on the brain.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.
And when it comes to match day, and obviously Liverpool Leeds, I want Leeds to win this game, because that's where I'm at. I'm working for Leeds at the moment myself, so obviously I want Leeds to win. That's no disrespect to everyone in Liverpool, but that's life, isn't it? And obviously I just want to see a really good game. And like you say, it will be emotional for me. It always is when this game comes around. And, I think the memories I have of that game is like, I remember playing against, obviously at Liverpool, for Leeds, with like Rio Ferdinand and all the boys playing. I think Rio scored, I think Smithy scored. So actually to get a win in my first game at Anfield was an amazing feeling. I think it was 2-1. It was just one of those days for me. I remember Eddie Gray saying to me, this is the game you want to win. You've made the move, but make sure you win this game. And as he said that, I was like thinking about it. I thought, yeah, you're right. This is the game where I can say, right, you know what? I play for Leeds now. The Liverpool chapter was over. But obviously I've still got lots of friends from around that area, and a lot of lads that I still speak to. We've still got a WhatsApp group at Liverpool. I've got a WhatsApp group at Leeds now. So I've got the best of both worlds. I mean, and to be honest, it's quite brutal as well.
All Leeds, aren't we? The official Leeds United podcast.
We want to talk about your personal life a little bit now, Dom, because a lot of people will have recently seen your incredibly emotional appearance on Long Lost Family, of course, reunited with your birth mum. How was that for you?
Quite tough, but amazing. We got to know what I wanted to know, really. It was funny how they filmed it at Long Lost Family. They're so good at what they do. You never felt like the pressure was on you to give them answers constantly. It was so well done, and obviously Davina and Nikki Campbell are so good at what they do. And it was quite funny, because I've actually had a couple of nights out with Davina, as you do. Just drop that one in there. And back in the day, when we parted around Liverpool and stuff. But yeah, it was nice, because I felt all the way through that. I'm imposing onto my mum and dad, who brought me up all my life. They're both in their 80s now. They've done such an incredible job with me, and still, after what I've been through as well, they were still there at my bedside, waiting, trying to, come on, Dom, stay alive. So it's been really amazing. And now that my birth mother is now talking with my mum and dad, only on the phone at the minute, because we haven't been able to get everyone together yet, but we will do. And that, for me, will be the icing on the cake, as my whole family together. I've got a small family anyway. I've got my 3 kids, my wife, and that's it. So my mum and dad, I haven't got a big family. My brother passed away a couple of years ago through an illness, and then obviously my sister, God bless her, Fiorina, passed away when she was a baby. So it's been a tough time for the family, but the one thing it has is united us. We're so close. I speak to my mum and dad every single day, twice a day. And now it's the same with my birth mother, Maggie. So I ring her twice a day now as well. So I've got a lot of phone calls to do.
Listening on together.
But there must be a level of catharsis there, where to have it all out and in the open, it must be a real healing process in many ways. You must feel so, as tough as it was, you must feel so great now.
I do. It's one of the best feelings I've ever had. You can take away all the football stuff and whatever else, and money means nothing to me now. Like we say, my life journey now is completely different. Right. I'm on a different path. I'm trying to do good in the world, which I always used to try and do that anyway. But I've found this real empathy for helping people and wanting to help people. And I'm starting my foundation next week over in Liverpool with another guy who's a cancer survivor. Dave. So me and him are starting that a week on Thursday over in Caldy in Liverpool. So Robbie Fowler's going to be my first person who's going to come and be a captain of the team.
And
so
is it a Dominic Matteo
for Leeds as well, so all over. So we're going to start. No, it's not. It's going to be called Ahead of the Game. I heard one of you mention that name earlier, and it always makes me think it's like Head of the Game is because Dave and myself, we are ahead of the game. Dave, the guy I'm doing the foundation with, Dave Bolton's, he's 7 years on from a glioblastoma, which is the cruelest cancer you can ever get. You usually get a couple of months to live. He's 7 years on. He's 2% of the world's population who survived one in the whole world. So you think about the whole world. Jeez, yeah. It's a big place. And this guy inspires me every single day. He inspires me every day. He pushes me forward. When I have a bad day, I ring him. He said, "What's up with you? Get on with it. Get on with it. Do the right things. You know what you're doing. Stick to your routine. And I've got people around me like that now helping me. And now we're trying to bring a bit of help to others as well. We speak to a lot of people who have cancer or are suffering with symptoms that they might have it, and people worried about it. And we're not asking for people to like give money to it, but this foundation is about brain tumours because we both have one, me and my friend, and it's amazing when I talk about brain tumours now how often I'm hearing about them. Right. It's just, it feels like when you're in that position, it seems to rear its head a lot more than what you think. But for me, I just generally, I'm enjoying my life at the moment. Yeah, I've got a good way of doing stuff. I went out for 3 or 4 beers the other day, which is not like me at all at the moment. But you know what? I actually loved it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't stay out all night like I used to. I went home after my 4 pints. So it was nice. And it's bringing that normality back into my world. But we're doing a lot of good at the moment. And this Ahead of the Game that we're doing is going to be amazing. And I want to get into schools. I want to get into as many places as I can, especially in Leeds as well. We've targeted Leeds, me and Dave, because I want to do a 4G pitch or 3G, whatever the pitches are called nowadays. I want to put one in Liverpool and we want to build one in Leeds. There are 2 targets. So anyone out there who's going to help us, this is what we're trying to do. We want one in both cities to help these kids back playing football, playing sport, and giving them the opportunities that they don't get at a lot of places. And if I can, I'll probably get a few sponsors to help me out with that. And I'll throw in myself because I want to help other people, but I also want to help the football world as well, because that's what's been helping me.
All Leeds, aren't we? The official Leeds United podcast.
Dom, I think you're remarkable because it would be so easy after what you've endured to be caught up in bitterness and questioning why me throughout everything. But your resilience and strength and your ability to just want to give and put good out into the world is genuinely remarkable. And one of the things that you are doing is writing a book, aren't you? Am I right in thinking it's set to be released around Christmas?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm hoping for Christmas. It's always good at Christmas, isn't it? But no, it's it's literally just to give you. It starts off when I'm in the hospital. It starts off when I'm in hospital, and I think I'm at Leeds, and I'm not. I'm at Calderdale. So that's how bad I was at that point. So then the wife had to drive as fast as she could to get me at Calderdale, and then they had to blue light me straight to Leeds because that's where they do the operations on the brain. And it was kind of readdressing, I suppose, is a kind of word, that talking about that journey, but also the journey wasn't just about me. It was about my wife and my kids and my family, because they had to live through that time, which is the toughest thing to talk about for me, because my wife's been incredible. I have to say that. She's probably listening now saying that, but it's like she generally was. Without her, I wouldn't be here. And it's like all the research you have to do about these cancers and stuff. It's so much work for someone to take on board. And obviously we've got the kids and we've got to keep going as well. But it's like the information that Jess found out about, cancer stuff. And there is stuff out there and that they're trialing at the moment. It's just about, I like they've told me about with my cancer, it's very rare and it's a difficult one apparently. It's because it is so rare. But for me, I don't see that. I don't see it as rare. It's like I see what's in front of me and I get on with it each day. I've done a run today. I'll be back out again for a run. I do everything I can to make myself better. And it's like, I wish I was doing that. It's old hindsight, isn't it? I wish I was doing these kind of changes a long time ago. But I don't put that down to my cancer. It was just the way it was. It's just the way it is. I accept it, and it's kind of. It's not that I'm not scared, because anyone would be in this position, but I've found a way of coping. I've got a coping mechanism, which is brilliant to have. And when you've got that, it gives yourself more opportunities to research and look into things. Because I know for a fact they'll find something for brain tumours at some point. They will, and they'll find stuff for other things. You know, I think it's very difficult to not talk about brain tumours when you've been living it for so long.
Yeah.
But obviously, with the foundation I'm involved in, we're also trying to help other people. I mean, Dave actually helps incredibly amount. I mean, he helps everybody. It's like constant. He will do. He like people who've got COVID. He's helping people who've got COVID, long COVID, all this kind of stuff. So we're going to try and incorporate it into our foundation, get in front of the PFA, get in front of big companies, and tell them what we're all about. And try and get some support and some help for the Brain Tumour Society, because we haven't got much. I think we get like 1%. Out of the, that's a small percentage for brain tumours, and brain tumours are one of the biggest killers in the world, unfortunately. So it is important that we do address that, and we try and make it better for them people.
This is the official Leeds United podcast.